Hello everybody and welcome back to another video by Pro. Now this is going to be the A330 review. Now, like many of you, when MSF 2020 was announced a couple of years back, I was excited to see what kind of planes that were going to be available in this new flight sim, which to Sobo's credit, they added a fair few, but as I most likely like to fly airliner planes, it was a bit lackluster in that category. I mean, we did have the fly-by-wire A320, which was free, which was a fantastic add-on. Very good study level aircraft. We had the vanilla A320 and the 747 and such, but I thought it was a bit lacking in my opinion. Now, back to the present, 2 years on. The modders and flight sim community and developers from various third parties have produced some amazing add-on planes, such as the PMDG 737 range and Braddock's A320, amongst other things. However, those planes are only available if you can afford to buy them. So if you're tight on budget or you don't want to buy planes, you don't feel like you should have to buy any, sometimes what tends to get overlooked is the free planes. Now, granted, there's not that many. However, the A330-900 by Headwind is available for free to download from the flightsim.2 website. And if you've been watching some of my previous streams on my Christmas tour, which I'm currently going through as well, which the next couple of flights will be live this weekend, hopefully, you'll notice that it is a pretty good plane. It uses the same system as the fly-by-wire system in the in the A320, and the best part is it's completely free to download. And you just go to FlightSim2, hit the download link. Once you've searched up, type in A330-900 and it'll come up. Make sure it's the Headwind one. Download it, put it in your community folder, and boom, there you have it. So, to start off this review, aircraft, obviously as I've said, is free, completely free. I can't believe it when I got told by one of my fellow flight simmers in my virtual airline. I didn't even know it existed until he told me. So I went ahead, downloaded it, and my initial thoughts were how good the external model looked. Now, if you want to have a look back at my streams, or there will be some pictures in as you can see on screen, just how surprisingly good this model is. Yeah, there probably is some slight little details which are out of place, but that's only minor. I mean, unless you're a sucker for absolute 100% accuracy, it shouldn't really bother you at all. So once I got the cockpit, obviously I'm not new to the fly-by-wire system. I've flown the fly-by-wire A320 and the same with the salty 747, which is kind of similar, but obviously it's not fly-by-wire. And I didn't even expect it to come with a fly pad, which obviously you can connect to your SimBrief account if you've got one, and the same with your Navigraph account if you've got a subscription with Navigraph. Bear in mind, you will have to pay for Navigraph. If you want to hear more about what Navigraph is, check out my Navigraph video. I'll post a link of that in the description below as well. Now, since all that's out of the way, let's get through some of the details of this freeware aircraft. Unfortunately, if you're an Xbox user, it's a no-go, which is a shame. It may get adapted for console users. However, if you're thinking about making the jump from console to desktop or laptop, depending on what picks your fancy, this could be an aircraft for you, especially if you're into flying over the airliners, and obviously once you get used to flying with the fly-by-wire. So what's it like to fly? I was surprised how good it flies. It is really smooth, especially on takeoff. I mean, obviously I'm using a yoke. I know not everyone uses a yoke. Some people prefer to use a stick. I know the AIRBUS fans about me, oh, you shouldn't be using the yoke for this AIRBUS, it's a side stick only, but yes, I like using the yoke, so that's just me. And I didn't modify any of my sensitivity settings. I've kept it all the same, and I was surprised at how sensitive it was, in a good way, to how it responds to the controls. And obviously if you go back to my streams, you'll be able to see that. Now, it is also easily compatible with VATSIM, or the radios work. I've tested them out. Obviously I've tried and stay on VATSIM most of the time, and I used it and there was no issues there. Probably thinking, obviously, is there any drawbacks? I mean, Apart from mistakes I've made, which are pretty schoolboy, I think the landings are a bit off, but that is probably due in part to me not checking the fuel. I noticed a few times on land and looking back, I wasn't exactly balancing the fuel out. So obviously before you take off and once you've done your pre-flight checks, obviously check that your fuel is balanced, otherwise you're going to have a very, very awkward landing like you saw in the past 2 streams. Again, I'm not perfect, but all in all, I believe this flight sit, I believe for a freeway aircraft, you cannot go wrong with this aircraft. I highly recommend that you do download for those who can download it, and obviously for those who do make the jump to a desktop, PC, laptop, or whatever other forms. I implore you to go and get it because it's a fantastic aircraft, and I've just got to hand it to Headwind for making an absolutely beautiful aircraft. And obviously, if you guys want to know how to, obviously if you're new to the fly-by-wire system and you don't know how to do it, I've got plenty of videos on AIRBUS A320s and this one as well, which I will post another link for the startup guide to this one. It's just a quick startup guide, it's nothing in depth. I will be doing more in-depth videos on this plane in due course. And thank you for coming to see my first review. I'm hopefully going to be planning on doing some other reviews on the PMDGs. I've got the 700 and the 800 to do, and also I'm going to do a review on the Salty 747. I know that's quite popular on my channel at the moment. And also I will eventually get round to flying the A330. I can't do a review on that because I've never actually flown it yet, so I'm still in the process of learning that plane. So keep an eye out, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like to keep notified of all those reviews coming. And obviously I will be trying to review most of the new aircraft that come into it. However, there will be no helicopter reviews or helicopter flights because I'm not a fan of helicopters, unfortunately. So without further ado, that is me for now, and I shall see you guys later, and hopefully see you guys in some of my future streams. Don't forget, obviously with my streams as well, I don't mind flying along with people who are watching. Get in the Discord if you're on Discord, or an Xbox party, because I've got my Xbox on my PC as well, and hop in, have a little flight, fly together, and have some fun, and then rate each other's landings, or mock them. So that is all from me, and I shall see you guys later.